Had it not been for the quick response of firefighters, the extent of damage here could have been much worse. After all, this is a lumber yard. It just so happens Monday night is training night for local firefighters. You know, this time of year, millions of Americans turn to the internet to do their holiday shopping. And if you've ever purchased items online like cosmetics or maybe a professional sports team jersey, then chances are your order was processed through the GSI Center right here in Louisville. And Susan, now I did a little research for you. Evidently, African elephants love bread and can typically eat a foot-long loaf of bread in 1.6 seconds.
How long did you spend on that research?
Couple minutes.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right, Terry, well, thanks so much. I appreciate it. All right, we're going to be here until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Again, it's at the Holiday Inn on Hurstbourne Parkway. For more information on this expo and other job opportunities, just go ahead and log on to wave3.com and check out the job link. Nashville police now confirm former NFL quarterback Steve McNair was the victim of a murder-suicide. They say McNair's 20-year-old girlfriend, Sahil Kazemi, shot him 4 times before turning the gun on herself. Now, this morning, we are hearing for the first time the 911 call made just moments after the bodies were discovered by the man McNair shared the condo with. The person making this call is a friend of that man. According to the medical examiner, Ashley Whitehead died from a combination of the drugs phenergan and hydrocodone. Now, being that he's a first-time offender, Michael Whitehead is a candidate for shock probation. His attorney has between 30 and 180 days from today to file for it. However, Don Major tells me he will only file for shock probation when he feels the time is appropriate. No word on when exactly that will be. Well, Lori, being that he's a former teacher, one of the first things I asked Dr. Bennett was to grade the Indiana school system at this point in his tenure. And he said, quite frankly, I'd give us a solid C. Now, Bennett went on to say that he's very proud of the way his administration has tackled the tough issues they have faced, one of which being the current economy. According to Bennett, the discussion is no longer about how to get more money for education. Instead, he feels the focus now should be on how to get more education for the money. All right, Chris, thank you very much. We are continuing to follow breaking news from overnight. Police in Mountain, Washington are investigating a home invasion at Bardstown Road and Apollo Drive. Police tell us the suspect was stabbed when the person in the home tried to defend himself. That person also received minor injuries. Both men were transported to the hospital. We will bring you more information as it becomes available. Well, the good news, Carrie, anybody that is coming downtown from the interstates, everything is moving fine. There are absolutely no backups whatsoever, but do be advised that there are some closures. In fact, the ramp from I-65 south to 7164 east is shut down. You take a real close look, you could see one of the boards there still smoldering, so it gives you an idea of just how bad this fire was. Again, 12 hours after the fire, some 14 hours after the fire. Now, just to recap again, the call went out at about 8:30 last night, and we're told this was a massive blaze. Flames could be seen from as far as 6 miles away. 9 fire companies had to battle this blaze, and there are some people working extremely hard. Let me take you over here. Let me introduce you to James. He's a beer vendor, and James, you've been doing this, what, 4 years now?
4 years now, yes,
4
sir.
years? How many miles do you walk during Derby Day?
Normally, I get in about 3.5 to 4. I have a short track.
You got a short track. What's your territory, so to speak?
The grassy knoll all the way underneath the main concourse.
And I'm telling you, folks, it's not easy trying to sell beer, but we're gonna walk with James. And how about I yell for you, okay?
You got it.
Come on, let's walk. All right, see how my call is. Hey, cold beer now. Cold beer. Cold beer. Cold beer. Cold. Look at that. I got you a sale right off the bat. And as Lori said, thanks to many of you watching right now, over 17,000 children will indeed have a Merry Christmas come next week. Now, if you've never been out here to the distribution center, it is quite a sight to behold. Let me take a walk with me here. Of course, we have many Wave 3 employees here today helping out, running. We've got Santa over here making sure everything's calm and going well. Everything going well, Santa? Going great. Okay, look back here. This is truly amazing. What you see back here, all bags of toys with individual names on them. So once again, the hotel is open to both regular guests and those in need of shelter. For regular guests, the cost is $129 a night. For those in need of shelter, it's a penny a night with a maximum stay of 30 nights. However, you can check back in the next day. Nina Mosley also telling Wave 3 that the emergency shelter on Market Street will remain open in addition to Hotel Louisville. In downtown Louisville, I'm Ray DeLessio, Wave 3 News.
Prosecutors in Shelby County say it was an elaborate embezzlement scheme. A former legal assistant charged with stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from her employee. Now she is going to prison. Wave 3's Ray DeLessio has the story.
Looking stern and businesslike, Jody Wills showed little emotion today as she entered the courtroom to plead guilty on approximately 30 counts, the most serious of which being embezzlement.
I'm very satisfied with the work that my detectives and forensic accountants did. They did a tremendous amount of work in order to trace as much of that embezzlement back to her personally, and they've just done a tremendous amount of work. So I'm very, very pleased.
Laura Donnell, the prosecutor in the case, tells Wave 3 that her investigators found that between 1999 and 2005, Will stole approximately $400,000, possibly more, while working as a legal assistant for attorney Mark Dean.
We have traced $400,000 into her personal bank accounts and for her personal benefit. So that's what we found to date.
And the time
frame? And then she went on and pled guilty, so our investigation would, of course, stop at this point.
Okay. Donnell is recommending that Will spend 10 years in prison and pay restitution. Formal sentencing is set for February 19th. In Shelby County, I'm Ray DeLessio, Wave 3 News. His co-workers call him a legend. A legend not only at Louisville Slugger, but in all of Major League Baseball.
The players know who he is. They know he's the guy who turns their bats and has been turning them for 40 years.
But Danny Luckett's greatest recognition may have come last November when one of baseball's all-time greats, Hank Aaron, credited Danny as being a driving force in helping him reach the Hall of Fame.
I hit 755 home runs with that bat, and I met Danny, who made just practically all of them, so I needed to carry him in with me.
I was really proud of that, because a lot of players, they don't really understand what goes into making their bats. They just order them and we ship them to them. They don't come in here. I've tried to get them to bring the players in here when they sign their contracts to actually see what we do. And they always leave here with a different perspective than what they came in here with.
Craig Biggio was certainly impressed. In 2007, the former Astros great and future Hall of Famer paid a visit to the factory and specifically asked for Danny Luckett. That visit resulted in a small piece of baseball history.
He also wanted Danny to turn a bat for him the old-fashioned way, a hand-turned bat, and he took that bat to Cincinnati the next day and used it in the game against the Reds. And so we know now that that was the last player in Major League Baseball to use an old-fashioned way, hand-turned Louisville Slugger bat.
Now, I'm told bats are like fingerprints. No two bats are exactly alike, and no two players prefer the same type of bats. With that in mind, we decided to put Danny to the test. Derek Jeter.
P72, 34 inches long, 32 ounces in weight.
Alex Rodriguez.
C271L, 34, 31 and a half to 32.
Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron used a big bat. He liked a 35-inch, 33, 34-ounce bat.
Gone are the days of making bats by hand, replaced with modern technology. But if there's one thing no computer or machine can replace, it is heart. And for that reason, Danny Luckett will always be the MVP at Louisville Slugger.
He takes tremendous pride in what he makes because he knows the product he creates goes on to a huge stage, a national stage, an international stage.
It's just something different every day. Even though it's basically the same job, it's something different every day.
For Wave 3 News, I'm Ray DeLessio.